Hey guys, Rick Shaw here, 3rd of October, and we have a really nice day. We've got a little breath of a breeze. It's kind of nice. There's the Tudor's here. That's her little Tudor mobile. That's how she gets around. So she's here. She's got Dorothy and Maddie in there studying, and they're into it, which I'm so happy about. They really dig doing that. Had a good day yesterday. Did all the shopping, but something came up that it just made me laugh. I couldn't believe it. So in this town we live in, what basically happened, and I asked this to one of my Filipino friends, if I'm driving down the road on the highway and I'm doing 50 kilometers over the speed limit and I get stopped by the police, should he get the ticket, him being over there in his house talking to his wife? And he looked at me and says, no, you get the ticket. But what happened here is the mayor of this town, a couple guys got in there and was drinking, and so he banned alcohol in this entire place. Okay, so what it does there is they're punishing the people who have done nothing wrong. All right, so now we're going to get back to yesterday. I went in there and there was a thing on there that they said they've lifted the ban. Oh, they did? Great. Give me a beer. No, I can't. Well, the ban was lifted. No, it's only from 1 o'clock till 4. So they didn't lift anything. What they did is they just changed it and targeted certain people. So now the people who go to work, the working guy, he can't go at lunch break and buy anything to take home if he wants to have a beer after work. So, and he doesn't get off till after 4. Most people I know work day. So they've targeted the working man where he can't have any. He's still got to go to work, but you can't have any alcohol because it's not the right time. You're not going to be able to go. So I just sit back here and I'm just amazed at what happens here. I'm just observing, guys. It is what it is. They can do whatever they want. It's their country, but to me, it just amazes me. So it's a time limit. It's a dang time. You have to be at this certain time to get any alcohol. Still, from the beginning of this, way back, I believe in April, if you go back on my videos and look at the dates, I said, why didn't the president put a thing out there saying, when people were going in together, they put the original liquor ban on. Why didn't he say, okay, guys, don't drink out of the same glass anymore. Stop that. Don't share pollutant and use the same spoon. We're going to change that. We're going to take care of that. He didn't say it. The governor, when they did the big liquor ban in this whole province, he didn't do it either. Then when the mayor decides, hey, I'm not going to let the president, the governor, be able to do all that, so he puts on a dang ban. Did he get up there and say don't share glasses? No. It just seems really odd to me. Now, they didn't say anything about the schools because the schools aren't really open. But here's something that should be taught, and parents, you should do this for your children. Don't share other people's stuff and get in their mouth funk. I'm not putting a spoon from somebody else's mouth funk, I don't care who it is, in my mouth. Why would you do such a disgusting thing? But they do it here all the time. Why? That's something that you could have got away with a long time ago, but you don't do that now. There's people who are sick who have herpes. They've got a hepatitis, and you can't always see it. Somebody could have AIDS. You don't know. You have no idea. So, just teach your kids that. Right now, I make sure my kids know that. I do for sure. Now, between themselves, it's different, but they don't go share with the neighbors food. You just don't do that. So this is something where I think that these leaders here should take up. It's a minor thing that could really help, and not just this pandemic, but in future things that come along. Just think about it. You're not going to pass the flu. You're not going to pass anything if you start doing that. And these mask things, I posted plenty of stuff on the Facebook that it's just a big bunch of baloney. It doesn't help. These doctors go back and forth whether it works or not. But it's to me, it seems like a good way for the government to make money. We'll nail you for this or we'll nail you for that. Now, when I was at the store yesterday, they come on the loudspeaker saying you can't be in their store without a mask and a face mask. Great. Most everybody I saw shopping had the face mask up on top of their head and their mask pulled down so that they can breathe, so they're not breathing their own funk. Would you drink your own pee or eat your own poop? It's the excrement of your body. So's your breath. Wake up, people. That's your breath, and you're just going to recycle that through your body? Well, then good. If I say anybody who thinks mask is a good idea, I think they should start drinking their own pee. Start with that, and just pour yourself a big old glass and gulp it down. That sounds like, if you're going to recycle your air, why don't you recycle your pee too? And your next, once you get that taken care of, then start doing it with your poo-poo. That sounds like a plan to me. So, come on, guys. Wake up on this stuff. You guys, people got to start waking up on this. I also saw that President, they say he's COVID-19. Who knows about how what tested it, this or that. Could be, my opinion, could be a political move. I don't know. Him and his wife supposedly both got it. But if it is the case, they're well. I'm sure he will be. He's a strong, vibrant man. His wife is too. Not a man though. But she looks like she's in great shape, and they should come out of it real good. Now I hear that he's showing symptoms of it, so yeah, maybe he's got the flu. That's normal. People get the flu. You look at the numbers in this country from the dead last year by month to the dead this year by month. There was a fellow on here, Brett, that put the numbers out, and they're not higher. They're actually lower than it was last year at this time. He did it month by month. I put it on my Facebook page. You got to scroll down ways to find it, but wake up, guys. If you guys still think that the big bad boogeyman's going to come get you in the form of this virus, and you're just sleeping. So, but that's the way she goes. This is a beautiful day. Where the kids are studying. We're going to have two. She's going to come here and do in the mornings. Then she's going to come in the afternoons, and that starts out 5 days a week. We got a pretty good price on it, and the kids seem really excited about doing it. So I'm real happy about that. And this is actually their first one. But something that you should be doing, like we've been doing with the kids, is read to them. Get them into a love of reading. I always said that if you can read, you can do anything in the world. If you can't read, it makes it a lot tougher. Looking at the pictures, trying to figure things out. Don't mean it can't be done, but I'll tell you what, read to your children. Teach them yourself. Look at what the teachers give them to do. Like here, as we go on with this, I want these kids to learn the Constitution of this country and how the political thing works. I want them to learn a little bit about medicine and English, math, the R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I want to watch and make sure they're not trying to teach anything wrong. I don't believe myself personally. A lot of these doctors and stuff, I ain't buying their crap. Doctors when I was young used to be there to help, and you look at a lot of these doctors now they're just pushing pills. They want to give you all this Lipitor for your high cholesterol. Baloney. Don't take it. It causes so many more side effects than going to kill you. They tell you don't eat salt. How ridiculous is that? You're going to make yourself sick. You're supposed to eat salt. Especially when it gets hot here. We do a lot of salt. Eat it to taste. There's sometimes salt. I just don't want salt on something. I got enough. And then there's other times, I want a little salty something. That's when you need it. It's just like I remember when I was young. I didn't like asparagus. And then all of a sudden, I got a taste for it. And we eat it. I give it to the kids. I got to grind it up in their stuff. I remember when I was young, very, very young. This is sitting on the counter getting fed. We'd sit there at the dinner table, but we didn't eat. And when we were all done, my mother we called it grinded food. My mother used to take all the food that we had, roast beef, potatoes, carrots, onions, the garlic, the celery, and some of the juice and put it in the grinder. We had this big Oster grinder. My brother still has it. And it just holds a quart mason jar. And she would grind that up and then grind 3 of those for my 2 next brothers, each one a year older than me. And grind that, we called it grinding food. And while she was doing the dishes, she'd be shoveling bites of that in each of our mouths. And great stuff. And we got everything we needed to grow. And that's something here. The only problem here in this country is, everything's made in China. I wish they'd make this stuff here. I don't know why Filipinos don't come out and say, I'm going to make kitchen stuff. The labor's cheap here. What is it, free in China? Come on, guys. But, every blender we've had here burned out. A short while. I mean, one of them burned out in a couple days. I'd like to make grinded food myself. It's a good way to store it in the freezer, and the kids will eat it. And what's nice to do with it is make it like a side. Like when you have mashed potatoes with your dinner. I like to take a side of grinded food. I've done this before. If I had a bunch of food, if we had, I don't eat pork anymore, but if I had pork chops and potatoes and beans and all that, I'd put it in the grinder, grind it up, put it in a little container and stick it in the freezer. And then when I was making a meal another day, I'd pull that out. You just take it in the container. I always put them in a little glass container, set them down in the pot, and steam it to heat it up. With a little bit of water around it, and then dump that on the plate, turn it upside down on the plate, and you got a nice little, almost like a mashed potato thing, aside to go with your dinner. And it's got all the good stuff in it. So that's just what we like to do. But there's my beautiful little boy here. Oh, open. He wants some of this stuff. Me, I'm a sucker. I know I shouldn't be eating it because it's got hydrogenated oil in it to make it, but I'm a sucker for cheese corn. Watch your hands. Hey, watch your hands. Love this stuff. I am really liking it. But today, I guess we're allowed to shop for some alcohol, though. That's kind of cool. And like I say, it's a beautiful day. We got the drone. I'm going to pull it out a little bit. It's not too breezy. And after the kids are done to rest their mind, we're probably going to go fly it somewhere. But it's doing something stupid now. I have to go back in the instructions and see if there's an adjustment I can make. When it takes off, it decides just to tilt forward and go. I had done a thing what it first said in the instructions to put the north, south, east, west thing, and I faced it north and did that thing. Well, now, if I set it down and take it off, it just goes into this full tilt. I have to go full reverse just to get it to hover. And then if you let go, it takes off that way again. But if you turn it around, it'll do the same thing. Thank you. Yeah, it does the same thing. So it's weird. I did something wrong. So I'll have to get in there and play with it and see what's going on. But we'll have time to do that today. Before they're studying, they still got a little more than an hour to go. So I'll pull it out and play with the adjustments and stuff. I got the battery all charged up. We're getting I had said originally was going to get the Mavic Mini. But in this country, you don't, anything that's over 7 pounds needs to be licensed, or if you're commercial. I went right to the website on the people who govern that. So anything under 7 pounds, you don't have to get any kind of license. The neighbor even thought, because in the U.S., anything over 250 grams has to be licensed. That's wrong for here. That's in the U.S. and maybe other countries, but not here. So I'm going to go with that Mavic. I think it's the Fly 2. It's about double of the Mini, but you're getting 10 times more of the stuff with it. And I've been watching all the videos on them all, and for the money, it seems like the way to go for us. We want to get some nice views. A lot of this stuff, the house is really moving along. I mean, they're going to be pouring the second floor shortly, so then it'll have to sit for a month. So we're looking at that's going to bring us in November. So then with all the finishing, we could be in possibly by January, mid-January or February. Definitely before my birthday, which I'm pretty happy about. And we're already, my wife and I both been getting stuff for the new house. I bought a really nice pot, and so I found some really cool cups that, coffee cups that I said will just be perfect. We both decided on this dining room table that we want. I want to see it in person though. I've only seen it online, but it's one where when the chairs push in, it's not an oval, but it's a rectangle table that has rounded corners, and the chairs have rounded backs on the four corner ones, so they shove completely underneath the table, and then the side ones shove completely underneath the table. Now I hope it's not going to be top heavy. We'll have to check. I want to check and make sure it's made really good, but it's made, the one she's looking at says made in the Philippines, so I'm sure it's made good. Guys, some of the finest furniture I've ever seen was made here. I went on a trip one time, a bus trip, and I was driving down, and you could see, I don't remember the road, it was years ago, but I remember we were looking forward of us. Off to the right was the big volcano that spewed, Pinatubo, I guess that's called, and there was a big dead area around it. Well, on this road we were on, on the left side, there was just furniture place after furniture place. So I just told the bus driver, look, keep the money, I want to get out here. And I went up and down through this furniture place. I saw a young man who was 10. You know, they fool you on their age. Sometimes they're older than you think, but I'm saying he was around 10. He looks 7, but I'm saying 10. And he had himself a little round wooden thing and an old chisel that probably his grandfather used, and he was carving leaves into the back of these chairs and doing a great job. I mean, it was fantastic. And then it went from there. There were some girls in the back that were putting the shellac on them, and they had this furniture business, and tight. Father was in there cutting wood, Mom was in there making the joints. I was looking at this going, beautiful stuff, and I spent the whole day, and I was lucky I was able to get a ride back to the hotel, because I wound up till way after dark looking at, just walking down this road, looking at all this beautiful furniture they were making here. So, nice stuff. Myself, I don't particularly like the bamboo stuff too much. Not because it isn't cool, it's just they don't make it big enough for me, what I've seen. And I'm not going to do that in the house. I do want something that's up off the ground so that we can use storage. The house we're going into, we're not going to do a big house. I'm not doing that. I had a big house before. It's a chore. It's a chore, and you can't find anybody in it when you want them. It had an intercom system in it just so you could find somebody. I'm not doing that. We got a house. It's about the same size as the downstairs here. The whole house is the same size as the downstairs, including this area over here. But it's just 2 stories. You know, I'm one for the don't play in the bedrooms. You know, when you're done in the morning, and you get out of the bedroom, stay out. So that'll be closed. The upstairs will be closed. You know, our clothes will be up there. Get dressed. No more goofing around playing, changing clothes 10 times a day. And we'll have a nice bathroom where the kids will clean up downstairs, and we're going to spend it downstairs and outside. So that's my plan. I don't want it big, but I want a couch that's up off the ground so I can put those roller storage areas underneath it. I want it to be able to come out into a bed in case if we have company. We're going to take the second room, even though we all sleep in one room, we're going to take the second room and I'm going to put a double bunk on the bottom and a single bunk on top. Anybody comes, they can stay there, plus we'll have the downstairs one. Nice and cozy, that's the way we like it. And you know, any of our friends that come, you know, they shouldn't have a problem with that. We are going to do a small air conditioner. Now this house, I don't see it having a problem with being too hot. But one thing I couldn't get put in, but what I would have liked to seen was them make a block chimney, you know, out to the end of the house and then up through the roof and bring up a chimney and just have it vented somewhere like in the kitchen. So, and put a grate on it or a screen and just have it and paint it black so that it's constantly sending air up, and that'll keep air moving through your house. Couldn't get that done. That was something they just didn't know how to put in or architect in. But I would have liked to seen that. But that would have helped the place. But we'll make sure it's nice and cool. We're going to do a small air conditioner upstairs. Cold air falls down, so if we run it, we'll just open up the door and let it come down. We'll see how the house is first. I do not have a problem with the heat. Right now it's probably about 85 degrees. It's lovely. It's nice and cool to me. I've been in here days where it was well up over 100. It does not bother me. We just suck a lot of water. Kids like it. I love the sun. But it is an absolutely fantastic day. Our car wash guy was here yesterday. I'm so happy about that. And Tudor's here. So, like I say, 3rd of October, guys. pray for each other, talk to the good Lord. It's time to drop to our knees and ask Him to help us. Pray for our president and his wife that they'll heal up quickly over that. As for everybody else that gets this problem, but it's the flu. And pray for the good Lord to be with our leaders so that we don't get pulled into some communistic Marxist crap that what they're doing, guys. That's all this is about. I'm looking to see a one world currency before you know it. And they say it can't be done here, can't be done here. Yeah, right. I'll bet you back in 1910, 12, 13 that they were saying,
I got stars.
Cool. He got stars. Let's see them. Here, show your stars real quick. All right. But I'm hoping that, like those people back then, I'm saying, I bet you they said, oh, they'll never get a fiat currency and we're gold back, blah, blah, blah. Come on, guys. Wake up. All this stuff can happen if you let it. Wake up and don't let it happen. If you can't do anything physically, do it verbally. But start talking, start saying something. Say what's going on. Start looking into things and saying what's going on. I know a lot of my people I know from the Midwest. They're starting to speak up. They're starting to say, hey, enough is enough. I see a lot of states are open in Florida, and there are 3 or 4 states are just 100% open now. So that's cool. Hello. Bringing something? 10? It's on the other side, yeah. Straight behind me. Yeah, that's another delivery. So they get a lot of delivery people in here. So I'm going to let you guys go. And hopefully this will post today. And y'all, God bless and take care of each other.